guys, welcome to my channel. Today in chemistry we're going to be talking about atom. Then in this video I want you to know the major difference between an atom and an ion. Yes, take note of it, because some of us, every time we're speaking of atom, an atom of respect, you that is washing yourself, you don't even have. Yes, but in chemistry just know what that atom is. So let's look at the definition of this atom. By definition, we say that an atom is the smallest unit of matter that retains the properties of a chemical element. Everything that is around us is made up of atom. Yes, everything around us. If you can remember, in our previous video we spoke about compounds and mixtures. Now they all break to a simplest structure called an atom. Yes, so now this atom has properties that makes it an atom. What are the things that when you see, you know that this is an atom? This atom belongs to this particular element. This atom represents this particular element. An atom is made up of a nucleus and an electron. A nucleus and an electron. Inside the nucleus of an atom, we have the proton and the neutron. So mostly the structure of an atom is mostly put this way just for better understanding of the placement of these properties of the atom. So we have the nucleus now, like this is the nucleus, and then we have this circle is called orbital shell, or the orbit. So inside this shell we have the electron. This is the shell. This is the nucleus, where we have the proton and the neutron. Now, do you know what an atom is? Every element, hydrogen, element is being symbolized by an atom. Yes, an atom will tell you which element is this. It will tell you the chemical and the physical properties of that element. An atom will also tell you the chemical and the physical properties of a compound and mixtures as well. Once you recognize the ions, the atoms involved, you know everything you need to know about the chemical properties of that element. Now, since we've known what an atom is, for example, this thing that I draw here now, this symbol that I have here now, it's an atom. It's an example of an atom, and the atom belongs to one particular element called hydrogen. Yes, an atom. In an atom, you're going to find the neutron and the proton inside the nucleus, and then you're going to find the shell, and then at the shell you see the electron. This is what we call an atom, the smallest particle of an element that cannot be further divided into two. This is an atom. Now, how did I know that this atom belongs to hydrogen? Why didn't I say oxygen? Why didn't I say lithium or sodium? How did I know that the atom belongs to hydrogen? I knew that the atom belongs to hydrogen because of the number of electron, the number of neutron, and the number of proton. Now, this electron, all these properties, the electron, the proton, and the neutron, they have a major function in an atom. Now, the major functions of these properties. Now, an electron is involved in chemical bonding. That elements bond and the compounds are formed is because of electrons. Now, protons have a major role in telling us about the atomic number. So if the number of protons of this atom is 1, that means the atomic number is 1. And since I already know about my elements and the atomic number, I know that the element that belongs to atomic number 1 is hydrogen. So if you want to recognize atoms just like the way I do, then you need to be familiar with your elements and their atomic number. Once you are familiar with the elements and the okay, in my next class I'm going to teach you how to be more familiar with at least the first 20 elements and their atomic number. Because once you're familiar with these elements and their atomic number, then you can easily recognize your atom. So I know that this atom belongs to hydrogen because I know that the number of protons in this atom, or the number of electrons that I see in this structure, I only saw only one electron because the proton number is equal to the electron number. That makes the electron number to be equal to the atomic number. We are coming there. Wait, don't be confused. Wait. Let's wait. Now, since we have seen the structure of an atom, let's look at what an ion is. Introduction to this ion. This hydrogen now, which is this atom. Remember I said that electrons are involved in the chemical bond of an atom. If this hydrogen wants to undergo a chemical bond now, something will happen. Either this electron leaves or an electron comes in. So when an electron leaves, there will be changes in the hydrogen. Something will occur. This hydrogen will not just become a hydrogen atom, it becomes hydrogen ions. So it's either carrying a positive charge or a negative charge. So how will I know which of these charges is going to carry? If I'm owing you, if I'm owing the bank, the money in my account, will you see plus a positive charge at the money there? Or maybe if I'm owing the bank, yes, maybe the money in my account is borrowed from the bank I'm using, you're going to see a minus sign there because I'm owing. So that's the same thing that happens here. If an electron comes in, this is the sign that this hydrogen will carry. But if the hydrogen is a careful giver, a sweet giver, is giving out its electron, is a generous man, like Anambra men, whenever they are generous, when they want to give out money, is going to carry this positive charge with smiling face. But all these Enugu men used to carry negative charge. So this hydrogen carrying these charges makes it what? An ion. This is an ion. So by definition, let us explain what an ion is. An ion is an atom or group of atoms that has gained or lost electron, giving it an electric charge. Another example. This is a good example of an atom. How will I know which element does this atom belong to? I'll have to count the number of electrons I'm seeing there. I saw 1, 2, 3 electrons, and I know that atomic number 3 belongs to lithium. That is how I know that, oh, this atomic structure belongs to lithium, because I'm already familiar with my elements and atomic numbers. Do you understand? So now this lithium, now if it's involved in a chemical reaction and it gives out this element here, it gives it out as a generous person, it carries a charge. This charge is to show you that this is not a lithium atom. This lithium has been involved in a chemical reaction, and this is what happened in that reaction. It comes with this charge plus. This plus shows that until brother or CO, this is not just lithium with 3 electrons. No, it's no longer lithium. This lithium has undergone chemical reaction. Now this lithium gave out 1 electron. That's why it has this plus. If the lithium was like this, for example, it will tell you until CO, this lithium borrowed electrons. It borrowed 3 electrons. That means it borrowed 3 electrons from another element or from other element. We'll now see, whenever I now see something like this, I'll now see, oh, this lithium borrowed 3 electrons. But if I saw something like this, that is when I will know that, oh, this lithium gave out 1 electron. I hope you guys are following. So that charge, whenever you see any charge in any element, that tells you this is an ion. Do you understand that? So let us look at types of ion. wait, we are still coming back to atoms, but let us look at types of ion. We have anion and we have cation. We have anions and we have cation. These are two types of ions. Then what is the difference between an anion and a cation? Remember that when I was explaining this ion, you either see a positive charge or you see a negative charge. That is the difference. The positive charge belongs to where, the negative charges belong to where. So how you recognize that this is an anion is by looking at the charge. This is a cation is by looking at the charge. Just like saying this man is an Enugu man. You look at the charge, you understand? And if it's stingy, you say this is an Enugu man. If the man is generous, you say this is an Anambra man. You know, something like that. So if we have a positive charge, that means it is a cation. And if we have a negative charge, that means it is an anion. Most times it's very, very confusing. No, it's very confusing. You not remember which one can be positive. It's not like you don't know it, you know it, but it will be twisting. Yes, this is a trick, a hack on how to always remember it. How I know my cation? I'll first of all write plus. If I write plus, then I'll write, you see? So whenever I write plus, then I'll now flip. What do we have here? Cations, meaning that the positive charges are called what? Cations. So since the positive charges are the cations, we already know, automatically know, oh, now the negative charges will now be anions. So with our example, a very good example, we have chlorine with a negative charge there. What does it mean? It means what? That chlorine is bringing in how many electrons? 1. If I did not write anything there, it means 1 electron. But assuming I wrote something like 3 minus, it means it's bringing in how many electrons? 3. So now, chlorine with this negative charge, is it an anion or a cation? I want you to answer that. Then we have another example. We have sodium with a positive charge. Sodium with this positive charge, is it a cation or an anion? I want you to answer that. Now, I want you to look at all these elements written down here. You group them into cations, anions, and whether if they are not an ion, then you group them into an atom. I want you to pause this video and do the grouping. So right now, I believe you've done that. Now, let's go straight to the grouping of these elements. Let's know which one of them is an atom and which one of them is an ion. Then if it's an ion, we now group them into cations and anion. The first one, we have hydrogen. Now, hydrogen, is it an atom or an ion? Hydrogen has a charge. That makes it an ion. Now, this is a positive charge. Remember our trick, you write plus, and then, ooh, it's a cation. Then how many electrons did hydrogen give out or bring in? Remember the positive charge, so it's giving. Hydrogen gave out 1 electron. As you can see, it's just 1. We don't add the 1 there. The 1 is imaginary, it's just the plus. So hydrogen gave out 1 electron. Then the second one, we have what? Magnesium. And then, is it a cation or an anion? I've already given you the answer, is an ion. So we have plus. That makes it a what? Cation. How many electrons is it giving out? 2 electrons. The third one, cation. Ooh, it's like we have all cation here. How many electrons is it giving out? 1 electron. The fourth one, ooh, finally, we have what? Anion. How many electrons did it take in? It borrowed 1 electron. The third one, anion. I got you. I got you. This one is not an ion, so it has no charge. So this is just what? Neon atom. And the fourth one, oh, it has a charge. Cation. How many electrons did it give out? 3 electrons. I hope you got all of them. I want us to be looking at the properties of this atom, but that will be in our next class. So now watch the next video and make sure you follow these lessons. If you really understood something today, please try to subscribe, like, share, and follow us on our social media accounts, and do well to comment your answers. I would like you to tell me your score. Thank you.